Hi everyone, welcome back to the B.E.A.T.S Encounter. Today we're going to be diving into a topic that's absolutely crucial for your overall well-being: sleep. We all know how important it is to get a good night's sleep, I hope. But did you know that your mental health and screen time are closely linked to how well you sleep? Studies have shown that using smartphones and screens before bed can significantly impact our sleep. Hi, my name is Alex, and this is from John Pyle.
I'm Nathan. Thank you for the invitation. I'm a psychologist with Child and Youth Services here in North Battleford.
How much sleep do we actually need as teenagers, and how much does phone use cut into that?
Yeah, I think they say like 8 to 10 hours is generally the recommended time frame for kind of young people and stuff. And does the phone interrupt sleep? Absolutely, it does. And to varying kind of degrees for people too.
Why do smartphones make it harder for us to sleep?
So there's kind of a couple reasons in particular. One is kind of that blue light that it emits from our phones, our tablets, that sort of thing, and it kind of simulates kind of daylight almost, and so it kind of tricks our brain into thinking it's time to be awake and time to kind of get going and stuff like that, rather than kind of trying to sleep, kind of settle ourselves a little bit too. And the other one too is that it activates our brain too, like our emotions and stuff like that too, when we're kind of scrolling or we're texting or something's going on late at night. It's activating us both kind of physically but also emotionally as well.
Is it just the blue light that messes with our sleep, or are there other reasons?
The blue light certainly is one, because it impacts kind of the production of melatonin, which is kind of that nice hormone that kind of settles us into sleep. When we're scrolling at night, it's activating us physically, emotionally, in terms of what we're seeing, what we're viewing. We're watching something, we're texting a friend, we're looking at reels. It's not kind of calming us back down, it's kind of actually activating us, and so that starts to really interrupt kind of our sleep time and getting to sleep. So yeah.
Can using a phone too much at night help make us feel more stressed or anxious?
Absolutely. So that one is a little bit of a kind of a no-brainer for various reasons, but there's been a lot of research actually, recently, both in terms of our use of a phone and social media in particular, like just in general, and then certainly at night. So it can absolutely kind of contribute to feeling more anxious about something, feeling quite stressed. It kind of contributes again to this kind of culture of comparison. So we're kind of comparing ourselves to others, and again, when we're doing that late at night, it doesn't leave us in a good kind of calm spot, right? It's kind of like stressful. It creates some anxiety for us too. So yeah, absolutely, it contributes to kind of increased anxiety and stress and stuff. Yeah. As
a parent, how do you handle screen time at night with your own kids?
That's a good question. Probably ask my kids, I guess, but I kind of, as a parent, so as a psychologist, I certainly work kind of with young people in terms of phones and stuff like that, but I'm a parent as well. So kind of in our home, we do a few things in particular. One, we do try to shut down screen time prior to bed. So, generally they say 30 minutes to an hour before you kind of start your evening kind of routine. So we try and do that, not just for my kids, but for us as well. Me as a dad, as a parent too, I've got to limit that too. And the other one that isn't as popular in my house, but that we do enforce, is no phones in the bedroom. That's a tough one, right? Like that's a hard one, but we've built it into just, this is an expectation and stuff. So phones don't go into the room, and it's a tough one, but it's kind of just what we've done. And in part it's connected to sleep as well, because when you've got that phone beside you, or even kind of off to the side, there's a lot of temptation just to pick it up, or if you're not sleeping, you want to pick it up and stuff like that. So, and again, that's a rule for our house, not just my kids, it's myself too.
What's a good way to stop using our phones before bed without feeling bored?
Yeah, that's another good question. I'm probably going to answer it in a different kind of way, actually. I actually think it's okay to be bored sometimes. A lot of kind of creativity, a lot of inventions, I think, have come from being bored, right? Like that creativity piece, when you're left kind of to yourself. So kind of to answer that, I wouldn't say don't fill it with something else. You might want to, like I've encouraged, like have some quiet time actually. Kind of quiet, kind of your head and your heart, and just kind of like reflect.
What's one small change we can make today to improve our sleep and still enjoy using our phone?
Okay. And I think that's a good point in terms of it's not about like, take your phone away and don't have it. It's about how to kind of enjoy that use. So I think probably the first thing is just like assess your use and genuine, like honestly assess. Because I have a lot of young people that's like, no, it's not a problem at all. And then when we start talking about kind of their phone use, and particularly in the evening and at night, actually it is creating a little bit of kind of a problem and stuff in terms of interrupting that sleep. I kind of suggest leave your phone, don't be scrolling kind of while you're on bed. You want your brain to kind of associate, okay, it's time to kind of wind down and go to sleep. So that'd be a couple things, yeah.
Do you have any advice for parents out there?
Yeah, some days I do and some days I don't actually, because I'm a parent, and so sometimes I feel successful and other times not. So that's just kind of the way it goes. I think with parents in particular, it's important to not to do it collaboratively, I guess, because like I was saying, the goal is not to take phones away and never have phones and stuff like that. That's not the point. The point is setting some boundaries and kind of knowing, okay, this is getting kind of out of hand and we've got to help. So to me, it's about, for parents, kind of collaborating and working with you know, our kids to kind of like, okay, how are we going to manage this? You know, it's not about taking it away. How are we going to manage this, particularly in the evening time and stuff like that? So to do it kind of together and get kind of feedback and stuff. And again, I usually say with parents, it's not about your kids need to do this and you get to do something separate. It's everybody in the home kind of follows these rules and stuff like that. So it's really unfair if I dictate like, you know, my kids, you've got to put your phone away, but I can go in my room and scroll and stuff like that. That's not kind of the way. So everybody in the home has to kind of follow kind of the same rule and stuff like that too. So I often encourage parents, yeah, it's not just for the kids, it's for everybody in the home too. So, yeah. Yeah. What is your advice in terms of a young person trying to kind of manage the phone, manage sleep, social media and stuff like that? What have you been successful with, and other times like, oh man, I'm struggling with this?
I don't have a phone, but I have realized that my brother, he's almost always on it.
Right.
And like I have tried suggesting, hey, we should probably put this down. We should probably do something else. But other than that, I have no advice.
Yeah. So do you feel pressure to have a phone?
No.
Okay, good for you. Okay. Do you feel like you're missing out a little bit?
No.
No? Okay, good for you. That's really good to hear. How do you then wind down in the evening time? Because we've been talking about sleep. So I'm kind of curious, what's your like evening routine for you? Because obviously phone's not a part of it in terms of like, oh, I got to set it aside.
No. What I usually do is I'll either paint something or I'll read a book, go outside, play my horses, because horses are awesome. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Okay. So those are good ideas too. Absolutely. Different things to do. To kind of without a phone and not be bored as well, you know. So that's impressive, actually. Yeah.
Did you know that sleep is one of the big three of mental health, along with exercise and nutrition? Take a closer look at your big three and adjust as needed to ensure you are getting the adequate nutrition, movement, and of course sleep that your physical and mental health need to function at its best. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and stay tuned for our next episode. Sleep tight, and we'll see you in the next one.